TJ turned on a light, and now he's looking like his real self. Just a handsome young man.
Stop it.
Okay, we're live. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Washed Up. I'm Eric Mika. I'm joined by TJ Haws. Most importantly, we're joined by the one and the only Xavion Staton. Don't get it wrong.
There we go.
That's important. And this is a little tidbit that you don't need to hear from us, but I had a teammate who we called him the wrong name for an entire season. And then at the end of the year, in like one of our last huddles, he was like, yeah, it's actually pronounced this. And we're just like, wow. Why would you tell us that like day one?
Well, I would love to know what he was thinking before that. Like the last huddle, he's like, I'm just going to throw him for a loop.
I think it's one of those things like Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm do episodes like that. This is what their show is like, you just go too far on something and it's hard to go back. So it probably like he went to go correct someone, but then he got cut off. And then it probably happened like 2 or 3 more times. So then he was just like, well, now it's weird. But then I don't get why you would then 6-8 months later, then you did it. So who knows? It was just eating him up inside. Hey, Xavion Staton, we're going to call him X. X is here with us today. We're super excited to have him, one of the newest members of the BYU men's basketball team. And we're live from Vegas, from your brother's room, because you've already been kicked out of your room. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to air out some grievances right now?
Oh, man. I mean, I love to see it. Love going to the next generation. It's great. That's great. I love it.
That's great. Sister's not mad at that. Well, yeah, it's super, super good to have you on here. Let Cougar Nation get to know you. One of my sons just broke into the room, so that's good. One of our first questions, jumping straight into it, is what was your first summer like? Like I still vividly, it was, 12 years ago, vividly remember my freshman summer year, right? Like it's a big learning curve. There's tons of adjustments. There's so much that you're trying to pick up, but also acclimate to, like the physicality and the schemes and the verbiage, everything. What was summer number one like for you, adjusting for the hoops part and for the school part?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said the main piece of it was just development, strength. That's my biggest thing. I mean, it's no like secret that I'm skinny. So kind of having to get to that piece, just really staying in the gym, that's been just really the biggest portion. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, but like you said, it was one of those things. It was a weird adjustment from high school. But on the other hand, I feel like it was kind of an easy adjustment so far. Now, I'm not, saying that especially once it gets season, that's going to be another whole level of, the classes and the school, and you're just going to be tired all the time. But I really enjoyed it. As far as the classes part, I took spring classes, so it wasn't really that bad at all. Nobody was really there.
I'm curious what those classes were. Sorry to interrupt, but what classes did you take?
It was an online exercise science, and then it was a writing 101 class or something like that, or 120. So like it was pretty easy in my opinion. It was nice to just have that while also, again, developing during the summer, doing all that. Because once it hit summertime, I had nothing but basketball, so I just got to focus on that, which was nice.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's big time. I know those. I remember my first couple classes. I think you and I had a class together, Eric. I think it was Living Profits.
With Lloyd Newell. Shout out Lloyd Newell.
Yeah, something like that. That was right off the mish, jumping right into it. X, I'm curious to hear just like why you chose BYU. You had so many other offers, and like what really pulled you into BYU and Provo?
Yeah, I mean, BYU itself is just an amazing university. Like what I saw on my visit, I didn't know a lot about them. They were my last offer. I kept them in my top 4 because I wanted to get to know about them. Because I really never heard of them. And so I went on the visit and everything, and that was like life-changing. It was crazy how like this university I never heard of. I don't know why I never heard of it, because it was just like from the
come on, X, bro. Don't
I'm serious.
You had never heard of us. That hurts. That actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's crazy.
No, it's not.
But like from the coaching staff to the, like they said, the alumni, the connections, the fan base, being able to rep this right here, that was one of the things that I was like, yeah, that's where I'm going.
That's cool. I feel like TJ and I know what it's like. I mean, although it was a long time ago under a different coach. So, and social media kind of gives glimpses into what these visits are like. But like, what did you do? Like, what blew you away? Give us a behind the scenes kind of, if you remember, like, what did you guys do that you're like, oh man, this is where I want to be?
Everybody was like a person. No knock to my other visits or anything. Like all my visits were great, and I loved all the schools that I kept in my top 4, top 6, or even just all the schools that offered me. But going to BYU, it just felt so like a family. It felt like just a nice bond. I went out to like I think it's called Fat Cats, something like that, the little bowling alley. Went with like Yegor, Brody was there. It was like a few of the guys. And just me and my brother were there, and like my brother, he's like, shout out Jamin. He's like not the most social person. Like he will like to talk to people and everything, but like he had so much fun. Like he enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. All the guys were just, again, they were people. They weren't trying to sell me anything. They were just like, hey, this is where we're at. Love to have you here, and just go on about the day. But I really enjoyed that. Had a dinner at Coach KY's house. That was amazing. Just again, really getting to know them and the players on the team and all that it was amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's sweet. I remember, I met you very first in Vegas. If you remember that, you were coming in to get some shots up, and we were just finishing up a little shoot around. And, I don't know if you've already experienced this with Cougar Nation, but really wherever you are, there's BYU fans all over the place. And, right when we saw you, we're like, oh, we need to go talk to them, introduce ourselves. And, you feel that like that Cougar Nation, it's something special. And it was one of the coolest things that I experienced while I was playing was like, no matter where we went, there were fans, and like, not just like a few fans, it's packed, and they care, and they, so I like, if you haven't experienced that yet, I know that was just a little piece in Vegas. I know there's a lot of BYU fans in Vegas, but that's coming your way. And it is, something really, really special about Provo and BYU.
Yeah, man, I caught a glimpse of it. I was playing with Sierra Vista. I think it was Desert Classic or something like that. It was in December. And that was one of the ones, there was like, I think 20 plus BYU fans just watching. Awesome. After that, I got to meet them. It was just one of those, it was like their own little mini rock. With Utah Prep, our game at Highland, there was so many people there. It was just one of those things, like I got to experience a little bit of that, like you said, and it just makes me so excited for season.
That's fun. This is man, I don't know if you remember this, TJ. We played a team my senior year and TJ's junior year. We were both committed to BYU already, and then one of our other teammates was committed, and then one of our other teammates was committed for football. And then one of our other teammates, his dad played at BYU. He's a legend there. And one of our other teammates ended up walking on. Like, it was very much like it felt like a mini feeder program. But we were beating this team. I think it was Pleasant Grove, and we were at Pleasant Grove, and we were beating them pretty bad. And their fans started just chanting BYU and cheering for us, which like was a very weird thing, because I felt like, even though you have like Cougar fans in the student sections and in the student bodies of these opposing teams, like for the most part, we had like real rivalries. Like American Fork and Lone Peak didn't like each other, and everyone in our region, we didn't like each other. But it's like, it's crazy. Like Cougar Nation trumps that, right? Like it's bigger than their high school. It's bigger than, they might not even go to BYU, but because like they grew up here or because they're a member of the church, they're a fan. And I just think that's going to be cool. Going back to Vegas, like you guys have a game in Vegas. That's going to be like a collision of your worlds. Is like, you're going to have all these Vegas people that have been, there for you. And then you're going to have, because there's tons of BYU fans in Vegas, and because it's close to Utah, that place is going to be very, very blue, which is going to be, that's going to be fun for you. Is that game circled on your calendar? Are there other games? I know you've mentioned before, like playing in NBA stadiums because you haven't been to a game before, like things like that. Like what are some of the things circled on this freshman year schedule that you're like, man, I can't wait?
Yeah, I'm just going to be basic here. Obviously all of them. But a few, obviously the Vegas one, that one's going to be great. I already have so many of my family members and friends from here just like, hey, how do I get tickets?
You got to get tickets
yeah,
for
I'm
the
gonna
rest of
be
your
at this
teammates
game.
now. You got to start now. Like, hey,
That's what
listen,
I'm saying.
when we go to your hometown, I got you. We're going to my hometown.
Yeah.
It's actually a behind the scenes inner working moment or part of playing on a team that people don't realize. That's like a real thing. It's like, hey man, I promise I'll get you.
Let me
get like 4 tickets, you know?
Yeah. Yes. So I've talked to my family about that. They're like, yeah, just go ahead and talk to them.
Yeah, whatever it takes, X.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, but yeah, I'm really excited to just get and play in all these NBA arenas. UConn will be really fun. I have like a basically he's in my class. His name is Eric. I don't want to butcher his last name. But he's one of the bigs over there. We played against each other all throughout high school, on the Puma circuit. So being able to play in that game, that's gonna be great. I won't mention their name, but the team up north, that's going to be really fun. I don't know how I know it gets bad. I know it gets bad.
I don't know what team you're referring to. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys had some. I've read up on those. No, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting season. Like just the games that we're playing, the level of competition, the team that we have, it's just going to be. I'm excited.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of the team, you guys have had kind of a short, brief, spring and summer together. How is the team camaraderie? How are we feeling, heading into fall and the season?
Great. I mean, for how many new guys there are this year, including myself, being able to have a team where we still have some of the vets and the leaders from last year, and also bringing in a whole basically new team, I think that really helps because of the run that they made last year. I feel like being able to get there will be possible because of that leadership that we have and all the other guys that we have. But I feel like the chemistry has been great so far, for this small amount of time that we've really been together. And like I said, all these guys come from different schools. It's a whole different dynamic. So I feel like it's actually been pretty good. It just kind of continues starting September 3rd. Just keep going.
That's awesome. Who do you feel like has been like, or who, if there's multiple, have been like the catalysts behind it, from the outside looking in and having been through these things where like it's basically you have a couple people coming back, but a lot of it is new, right? Like I've been on a lot of teams like that. Once you play professionally, that's how it is, and now that's kind of how it is in college, right? Like feels like everything every year it's starting over. Who do you feel like, if it's been one or multiple people, has been like the main driver for like, hey, we're doing this outside of practice, like we're having these events, we're going, I've seen all these videos, guys, jet skiing, bowling, like I know some of it is team, but then it seems like you guys are going kind of out of your way to do even more things together, which to me is exciting as a fan, because I'm like, man, that means these guys actually like each other. And people don't realize like that matters a lot more than so much else, right? Like it matters more than age and experience and height and weight and vertical, like those things matter, but there's this delicate combination, and it it comes down to, do they like each other and do they want to win? So who have been those driving forces?
Yeah, first off, I don't think you could call yourself a fan. You're kind of a backbone of this, so I don't know if you can really set yourself.
Well, I don't know if I can say backbone either. I will take it, but no,
I don't know. You set up a little bit of something.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's really just everybody. Everybody enjoys hanging out with each other. Everybody's like, hey, you want to go do this? Like, it's not. I think it really helps that it's not like a planned thing, or isn't just like KY, like, hey,
Right.
you guys need to do this. It's just we want to
Organic.
go hang out with each other. We genuinely like each other. I think that's really what's going to take us far, like you said.
Cool.
I mean, Richie's really good at trying to get things. Yeah, I honestly can't really name people just because everybody literally is like, "Hey, you want to go do
That's
this?"
great.
It could be
That's
some
awesome.
random. It's like 6:00. Somebody's like, "Hey,
what are the hot spots for you guys in Provo? With Richie's he's the Prince of Provo, but he also is married.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
he's not interested in all the parties and maybe the extracurriculars that everyone else is. Like, where do you guys go? What do you do? Like, is it bowling? Is it paintball? Like, I don't know. It'd be interesting to know what you guys like. What's the default?
Yeah, so far we've done things like jet skiing, bowling, escape rooms.
The escape room, that actually would be funny to watch, like a behind the scenes on the escape room with the whole basketball.
Man, those are fun. Like we honestly are doing it. We're like, I'm not talking about myself. I'm a kid still technically. But like everybody, no matter their age or whatever, we're all just like a bunch of kids in a sense. We're really just like hanging out with each other, doing whatever. We're not sitting there causing trouble. It's literally like, hey, you want to go paintball, like you said, or something like. We love just doing anything really as long as we're together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. I know. I'm just thinking back to if somebody asked me that question, like what did we used to do? And like we used to have, if you've ever watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, we used to.
I've seen a little bit of my mom.
The girlfriends or the wives all wanted to get together and watch it, and so we ended up watching like a full season every Monday night or whatever it was. We were watching The Bachelor. And then the guys ended up getting more into it than the wives. By the end of it, we're like, "Oh, she's the worst." That was us. But
that's awesome. That's awesome. Kind of jumping back into the hoops part of it. I feel like a lot of the hype around you and coming to BYU is like that. There's a lot of potential, right? Like just with size and wingspan and some really awesome comparables as far as what you're measuring at, right? Like you got a crazy wingspan, you're just a natural shot blocker. Like I've heard Anthony Davis thrown out there, right? Like just because of the raw ability to go track down the ball and block shots and rebound, that's all great and that got you to where you are. I'm sure you hit campus and you're like, holy cow, this is another level, right? Like that's what happens freshman year. You just get hit by a ton of bricks. What was the main focus this summer? It's, basically the summer's over. You're starting school now. What was the main focus for you, as a whole, as a basketball player and just kind of acclimating to college basketball? And how do you think it went for you? Like, did you make the progress that you wanted to make?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think the number one thing was just strength, just getting stronger, whether that's on the court, in the weight room, keeping up with my nutrition habits, recovering well. I feel like just keeping dialed in on all that. My biggest thing was just consistency. And so I feel like I achieved that very well.
That's awesome.
As far as on the court, I think it was really just developing my touch, keeping myself just familiar with, the action and everything, because the way that KY likes to run his offense is a lot through his bigs, as we saw with Cabo last year and Fus and all that. And so just being able to fit into that system is just really one of the things I wanted to focus on. I feel like I honestly, like I said, I think it went very well. I was told by like few of my like family and like people on staff and whatnot that like I was most improved necessarily, quote unquote.
That's awesome.
So that was just a big, motivator and stuff like that to hear from people closest to me. Just to keep working on stuff, keep growing. I really enjoyed the summer though, and it excites me a lot more for this season, just to continue to grow and develop and just win games.
Totally. Eric and I were, we went to a bunch of practices last year, watched the team, kind of got a feel for how KY coaches, and it was super fun for us to see just how much of a pro system he runs. The way his practices are set up, just the way he goes about everything is very much it's a pro organization. Walk us through what like a typical on week looks like for you guys, as far as like nutrition, on court, off court, just that whole pro system. Walk us through what that looks like.
Oh yeah, no, this is really the same thing every day. It's, you're waking up, maybe I wake up usually 6:30 or so, get to the facility by 7. That's when we like do pre-practice stuff before we go to the weight room. And then we have our weight room with Wiz and all that from like 7:30 to 8:30-ish. And then we'll get on the court, stretch, do all our stuff, and then we'll go into our practice. And that's when we'll do all of our, on-court stuff. If you're not practicing your conditioning, stuff like that. So you're always doing something, which I also like. And then you're kind of just after practice around 10. Then you're just, that a meal's ready for you. It's literally right up in the team room. You're just right at it. So like I love that because one, like I don't have to worry about having to go home and cook something or worry about
Where am
that
I
next
getting my
step.
calories? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's my biggest thing. I'm trying to put on like 4,000 calories a day. So
Sheesh.
being able to just see food and I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then that's really it for the day. I mean, you recover, you do everything you need to. If you have classes, it's classes. Other than that, it's really I think now during the season, I think we go midday. So I haven't experienced that yet. So we'll see how that goes. But
no, that's fun.
What's the goal? What's the goal weight with 4,000 calories a day? Did you gain weight this summer?
I did. I gained about a consistent about 5 pounds, 6 pounds.
Is the goal like, have you talked to Wiz? This is obviously, it's hard, right? And you know, when I was with the Ignite, it was kind of like this interesting balance because like guys were in the same position as you, right? They're young, they're 18, 19, and they're still growing and like they have to add weight. And so that's an intricate process being in season and running like you're running in a game a couple times a week and traveling. Like the summer is kind of, it's like the easiest time to gain weight, right? Because it's like shorter practices, much more focus on the weight room. It's okay if you bulk up a little bit because then you're going to slim down come September, October. Have you guys mapped that out? Is the goal to continue to gain a little bit of weight during the season, or is it just kind of, let's just at least hang on to what you added?
Kind of both. I mean, it's mainly the priority is to just maintain what we added and just keep getting stronger. I might not add weight, but I might add muscle mass, things like that.
Sure.
So just trying to, stay consistent with that. The biggest thing is consistency. So that's just, we've talked a lot about that. But yeah, it's really just all about keeping that weight, maybe adding on 2 pounds or so, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's awesome. This has been super, super insightful. We want to live up to our promise and be short here. We went a couple minutes over. Last question. What is something that people don't know about you that might be surprised about you off the court? That might be a hard question.
No, yeah. I think people are starting to know. I say it a lot, almost like in interviews and when I'm talking to people, but I love interior design. It's like the most random thing.
I love it.
But I love interior design.
Look at my bare walls, dude.
Yeah. I know, I see a little bit back there. No. No, but that's like one of the
things. NIL deal going, bro.
Oh man. No, I really that's one of the things I enjoy. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you gonna study that? Is that even an option at BYU?
Yeah, so we've talked about things like internships. I went to this one it's like this car wash and it turned into a furniture store or whatever. It's called Alpine or something like that. But that was where I went to on my visit. And so now I just want to kind of learn more about it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's cool that was part of your visit, Like,
yeah.
what are you interested in? What could be something that you do in your life, longer than basketball, because it will only be, a short part of your whole life. So that's cool. I will be honest. We did a little bit of digging, and Tyson gave us some insight. He mentioned interior design. He also mentioned that you're a big Chipotle fan. And
I love Chipotle.
TJ and I have recently been a little disappointed with Chipotle. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I don't want to mess up any NIL deals you have in the works for Chipotle. But I don't know. It's just do you want to explain, TJ?
Why it's been disappointing?
No, yeah. The way he phrased it, he was like,
Chipotle's it's always kind of, Eric and I, if we have a free lunch, we're like, Chipotle is always usually up there, at least on our list. And the last few times leaving, I'm just like, I didn't hit the spot like I thought it would, And
must not have been the right Chipotle.
It must not have been the right Chipotle. And that is actually the truth.
No, here's a funny story. So I just had my late graduation party, whatever, like a few days ago on Saturday. Cool. And we catered, and who would have guessed? Chipotle was right there. Huge catering. It's my go-to.
Yeah. And it hit the spot?
Of course. We had leftovers for like 4 days.
I'm just like kind of hot and cold because I loved it for a time, and then it was our post-game meal at BYU for a long time. So, like, it was just what they had. Like, it was open late. They could go grab a bunch of it, and it'd just be like, and it was healthier than other options because, like, there's pizza and tacos, right? Like, so you go get a bowl or a burrito or a salad, and that was what was waiting for us on the bus. So then I got really sick of it, and I was off it for years. Then I was back on it. Now I don't know. I'm on the fence, but maybe we need to go to the right one with X. And
I feel that, yeah.
he'll show us the way. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. We're super excited for you. Freshman year, there's nothing like it, dude. Like it feels like the most ups and downs, like the steepest ups and also the steepest downs, and just so, I don't know. There's so much emotion to it because you're still young and like it just hits you. It feels like a ton of bricks almost every time you play, right? You just learn so much every single time. So, very, very happy for you that you're going to have this learning experience. Soak it all in. It's really, really fun. Like 12 years later, here I am. Like I remember a lot of these things like it was yesterday. So thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoy this season. Cougar Nation's pulling for you. We're excited to see what you guys do.
Oh, yes, sir. It's all a part of the process. I appreciate you guys, though. Thank you.
Love that.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother. And shout out Chipotle. Let's get a deal done.
Hey,
let's go.
Shout out Chipotle.
All right, X. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, bro. Thank you.
He's a good dude.
What a good guy. He's still in the waiting room. You can exit out if you want, or you can sit around and listen to us talk like a couple of old timers. He is still listening. If you want to stay on for 2 seconds, X, someone said we need a team BYU Cougar headband night. I actually kind of like that. It's kind of let's bring him back on. Look at this. How do we? He's back. He's back. Yeah. See.
I love to hear that. I was gonna stay around for a little bit. I just wanted to hear.
No, that's
I love to hear that.
I'm like, because I didn't have NIL deals, all I think about is like, man, what would I do and what would I do? You gotta get some kind of headwear, goggle, like something. We'll brainstorm. Right. But Jason,
we'll brainstorm.
That's good stuff right there. All right, appreciate you, X.
Oh yeah, appreciate.
What a guy.
Yeah, I remember when I first met him in Vegas, and I was with Scott Rose and my dad, and we talked to him for probably like 15 or 20 minutes, and just like super impressed with him and his ability to like look you in the eyes, keep up a conversation, like very polite. Just
as a young kid,
it's super impressive, because sometimes you go talk to these dudes and they're just like, it's like, get out of my face, And he's got great manners, polite, just a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's got good energy, and like it just seems like you love people like that it feels like they have kind of like an unconquerable spirit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like this summer, he's like, yeah, it was great. Like I remember my freshman year, I died, right? Like not, maybe it's different. 12 years later, we have a different coaching staff, whatever. But like, I remember dreading, bro. I texted your brother. I think I've told you this. I was rooming with Luke Worthington, and we had these 6 a.m. practices in the Richards building, which didn't help. And they were so horrible. Like I felt like I was always in great shape for like a big guy, And, we did like the mile tests. I had a great time. Like I keep up on or win sprints. Like, like I was in good shape and I was fast and whatever. And I was throwing up most practices. Like it was crazy. And I remember texting Tyler one night, and it was probably like we had a 6 a.m. practice and it's like 1 a.m. And so I'm also freaking out because I'm like, I should have been.
Why am I awake?
I should have been asleep like 4 hours ago. And I texted him. I was like, dude, like, help me get through these. How do I get through these? Like, what is the mindset? Like, I knew I was missing that piece. So I tried to like glean it off of him. And like, I don't even remember what he said. There's nothing really to say, right? Like, it's just like, you just do it. You just do it. And then your sophomore year, you're better, right? But, they're probably having some really hard days, and he's getting after it. And he's just like, yeah, it was good. I love it. So I love that spirit. Like, he just wants to get better. You can tell.
For sure.
So
yeah.
It's fun to have guys like that here. And I just kept laughing, like thinking about like these big, tall drinks of water walking around Provo, fat cats and paintball, whatever, and like renting jet skis. Like it's funny to think about. Like Provo's embracing them. They're embracing Provo. Like, I think that means we're going to be all right. You know,
I know it's funny. He mentioned like we're just a bunch of kids running around, and when you're like just doing kid stuff and you're 7 feet tall, everyone's just like, what in the world?
Yeah, big kid.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, nothing changes. That's fair. It was a conversation I had today with someone. Actually, you know what? Shout out to Tanner Runia, because we had lunch together. And we're going to bring him on the show, he and his brother, because they're passionate. Well, his brother is like, TJ's here, like optimism. Dane is here. And then like me and Tanner are like realists. So like we actually attack fandom with like some logic. And so we're going to have them on the show. We're going to have them on the show after one of these games, and we're just all going to hash it out. But we were just talking about, like, I told Tanner, like, I think actually my maturity peaked at like 26, maybe 27. Like, it was like I was a kid, and then maybe I was like a little bit of like a man, you know, like growing up a little bit. And then it's just been down. Like the last couple years, it's going back down. Like the most elementary, jokes. Like my son makes potty jokes. He's 3, and like I die laughing. Like I don't know where that puts me in life, but that's just where I'm at. I'm just a kid. That's a long tangent, but you're right.
How many times are we in the office and we're like, how are we still laughing at these jokes? Like the same jokes we told when we're 15 years old.
It's like literally.
And somehow they're funnier because we're 30. Like, dude, this is good stuff. 15
to 18-year-old me and me now would be best friends. And I don't know if that's a great thing or a horrible thing. It's probably a horrible thing. I'm just the same person with money now. It's like, it's actually kind of concerning. And responsibilities.
Yeah. We have 3 kids, both of us.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for being here. X was awesome. I think we're going to have Mr. Trevin Nell on next week. We're trying to nail down Coach Linehan, but that coaching staff is working, man. They're busy. So he's had some stuff come up, but we're going to get him. I think the week after that, we're trying to get a couple more current players, and then we want to get Nate Austin on here just to give you guys a sneak peek. But I'm thinking it's going to be Trevin next week, so make sure you guys tune in and bring any questions or comments that you want us to bring up with Trev. Good work, Teach.
Let's go.
Here's those